Good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here. And let's wake up the football gods. Wake up here, guys. Man, it is finally hump day. Hump day. It is the middle of the freaking week. And tomorrow night, we've got football. I don't even know who it is, but you know what? I'm going to watch it. I'll probably live stream at least the first half because I just like being with my people. My wife is kind of like, it was funny because when we went and took the dog down to get worked on and stuff, she was talking to her mother and she was like, "Oh, you guys aren't going to come by and see us?" It's like, "No, Mark's got a show to do." It's like, "Oh." She's like, "Well, what nights does he have shows to do?" Well, Monday nights, Friday nights. Now it's Thursday, and of course all day Sunday. It's like, well, it's it's football season. It's week 3. We haven't had sports, and we're thankful that the NFL has figured it out and hasn't had any COVID testing. And we men got something to do. We've been kind of locked down at home. I've been home with you for 7 months. Oh, but anyway, we got work to do. Jeff Kavanaugh. Ooh, Lordy. He said thus far on Jeffrey Time that Everson Griffen hasn't been real good. And Everson didn't like hearing that. He basically said, F you. Seriously. Let me. Are you effing joking me? Um, Let me read the exact quotes. Dude, I get that it's week 2 and we play Seattle. How many injuries last Sunday? Let's talk about playing well in the end of the year instead of week 2. I get it. Everybody has a job to do, but this is a unique year of football, and it's about trend lines, especially this year. And to his defense, I'm going to say to the defense of Everson Griffen, he wasn't part of the Dallas Cowboys organization when free agency started. There weren't OTAs, at least typical OTAs, where he was part of. He signed during training camp. He literally has had 2 cups of coffee and been put on the field. So you think that he's been sitting around waiting to see if he's going to get signed, coming to a new team, only being in the scheme for 2 weeks. It takes time. And, you know, like I was talking about Aldon Smith, Aldon Smith played like gangbusters the first game. But being older person, being that you hadn't played a game in 5 years, and being that training camp isn't all out, you're not tackling to the ground, you're not really hitting, you are literally going from 0 to 60 between training camp to Sunday. I guarantee you that a lot of these guys are sore as hell after the first week, especially somebody who didn't have any OTAs or work with a team and only half a training camp. And so it's going to take some time for some of these guys to get in shape, Lyle Collins, and get ready to kind of rock and roll. You're seeing the onslaught right now of all the injuries. Now, after the dust clears, I'm thinking that me personally, and don't quote me, but I'm looking at like this is like this week, like week 3. You'll probably still have a rash of injuries, but I don't think you'll have quite as many as you did the first 2. The guys are now beginning to get used to getting hit again and getting used to playing. And you'll probably start to see the injuries wane some. Now, I can be completely wrong. We could actually see a whole season full of nothing but injuries after injuries that come Monday, it's just like, who's left? But I think as time goes on, you'll see people actually start getting played in shape. And that's part of the thing that I always say this year more than ever. Don't get too excited by what you see in September You really don't know what the team is going to be like until October. We've seen the Arizona Cardinals before start out 3-0 and look like they were headed straight for the Super Bowl, only to not win another game. And that's possible. So for you Eagle fans out there, there's still hope. There's still hope. Okay? And speaking of, what the? I'd have had a picture of Mike McCarthy up there. And they up and changed it on me. Okay. All right. Mike McCarthy, with that win on Sunday, through 3.5 quarters, people were killing everything about the Dallas Cowboys. Bench Dak, play Andy Dalton, blow the team up. Where's Jason Garrett? Seriously, Jason Garrett was trending at halftime on Twitter. Everybody was just like, this team is disaster. We've screwed up. We haven't signed the right people. Yada, yada, yada. But I'm going to tell you my opinion on what that victory can do. How many times had we blown big leads that we've been on the other side where Atlanta is? I can think of at least 2 games against the Lions that we were up 21 points in the second half, only to lose it. I can think to this guy being up 26-3, which is an even bigger deficit in the second half, not the first quarter, the second half, only to lose it. That even when we scored 48 points against the Denver Broncos, that we still found ways to lose. It may not be that you blame Jason Garrett, but there were so many times that we get a lead. In the back of my head, it's sitting there going, how are we going to lose it? What's going to happen? Something's going to happen here that's going to cause us to lose this game. I just know it. That you had this doubt back here in the corner, and you're playing in your head. Is it going to be an official call? Is it going to be a missed field goal? Is it going to be a couple of interceptions that go pick 6? Is it going to be we're going to ice our own kicker? You always had back in here this worry and this fear as a fan. But I'm assuming that the players may have that same mentality as well. Sometimes when you have a win that you're not supposed to get, and let's be clear, we weren't supposed to get that. Although, had we not had the 3 turnovers, we probably could have walked away with that victory. Could have just blown it. You saw the offensive performance. We had 570 yards of offense. 570 yards of offense. But you gave them short fields. You gave them takeaways. You made it easy for them between the fake punts, giving up the ball in your territory. But when you get a victory like that, it changes your mentality of thinking, how are we going to lose this, to how are we going to win this? And the excitement, you saw how crazy I was on the video when we won. You saw how crazy I was, how you felt so elated, that joy that all of a sudden I feel like, man, we're never out of it. The players that are human too are going to feel that way too. They're going to look and they're going to say, you know what, if we can get a stop, we can get it to Dak Prescott, and we got a chance because we got CeeDee Lamb, we got Amari Cooper, we got Michael Gallup in his butt. We got now Blake Jarwin. If we can get this stop, we can give it to our offense, and our offense can win this because we got a coach who is able to call what we need to do. That we can believe this guy, because now he's got a couple of historic comebacks under his belt. And that, my friends, Sometimes that belief that you can do something can propel you regardless of what people say. The fact that I'm sitting here, when I first started YouTube, people would say, "You're too old for YouTube. You don't know how to use a computer. You definitely don't know how to use a mic or a mic mixer. You don't even know what a mic is. And you're using a freaking, flip phone." And the more people doubted me, I believed. I believe that I can do this. I believe that I will figure it out. I don't know how. It doesn't look good, but I believe. And when you have that belief in people, man, watch out. Watch out. So I need to get my butt on the road. We got, Mike, I got to put that one rack together.
I thought you already put it together.
No, I hadn't. I was getting ready to do this. Put that one together so we can get on the road. Huh? It'll just take 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay, 10. And then we're going to get on the road.
At least have more production than the marketing needs.
Oh,
We
did he?
got to do a video on
Oh,
that man because that man has been non-existent this year.
Mike's got a vendetta. Be careful what you do. You saw Emerson Griffen go off on Jeff Kavanaugh yesterday.
Yeah, but I'm not as big as that as you.
Oh man. Okay, Mike, watch out. D-Law might shh. D-Law might get hangry on you. So Mike's like, D-Law's got to show me something, anything. Show me you're alive and that you have a heartbeat. But that belief can propel you to greater heights. And now the Dallas Cowboys, regardless of the situation, they won't panic. And that could be the impetus that ends up driving them forward. And as far as, like I was saying about Everson Griffen, give them time to get this together. We didn't have even a full off season to try and do things that are to make changes. But again, the offense, 570 yards. Yeah, we gave up 39 points, but you get 3 turnovers, you're supposed to give up 39 points. All right, so we got to turn our attention as the Cowboys get back on the field. Today and tomorrow are their two big practices during the week. Friday is the walkthrough. We got to turn our attention to Seattle. We got to go up to the Pacific North Coast to take on Russell Wilson. And do we have a chance? Well, we'll be talking about that in the next couple of days. I'm Mark Holmes, and we're going to be on the road again, and we'll be keeping you up to date on the Dallas Cowboys. See you soon.